All right, what's up, YouTube? So I've been wanting to do this video for weeks, all right, and just didn't really know where I was gonna go. So I'm gonna go with my pick. I'll let you know in the end of the video where I'm going with this one. But I'm gonna break it down like I normally do. It's a very tough fight to call, 50-50. I think it's more so 50-50 now, more than ever, because Adonis Stevenson is past his prime. Didn't look that impressive against Bottle Jack. And I don't know how much he has left in the tank. Okay. I think if this was 5 years ago, I think Stevenson would have beaten Oleksandr Gvozdyk. I think he would have beaten Bottle Jack without a doubt. But he's on his last days, old man at this point. Still very good fighter, still has a lot of heart. But you can definitely tell the difference in him, okay? Doesn't have the stamina, can't hang around in late rounds like he used to. I don't think his left hand is quite as sharp as it was. It's still very sharp. It's not quite as sharp as it was, okay? I just don't know how long he's going to last. Gvozdyk is a very, very good fighter. Very good fighter. Arguably one of the better fighters that Stevenson has fought since he's beaten Chad Dawson years ago, okay? And the thing about Gvozdyk is he's been fighting the same level of competition that Stevenson has been fighting since the W. You can make the argument. Okay, he fought Isaac Chilemba. He fought Craig Baker. He fought Tommy Carpisi. He fought Yuniesquez Gonzalez. All right, Mohammadi. He's fought a lot of the same level of fighters that Stevenson have been facing over the years. Stevenson, the thing about Stevenson, he's been holding the belt so long. He had a belt back when Chad Dawson was still relevant. Bernard Hopkins, okay, John Pascal was still an elite fighter at 175. Okay, guys like Terrorist Cloud and all these guys, Shumanev, Mohammadi, all of these guys, and Kovalev, all of these guys were very relevant back then. But I think it's a stronger division now, you know. Even before Andre Ward was around, he was up there. Stevenson was up there at 175 killing shit. But he didn't fight the absolute elite over the years. He has not fought them. He didn't fight Andre Ward. And I'm not saying it's his fault because I know he wanted to fight Ward. That was the one fighter that he was calling out. But he didn't fight Kovalev. He didn't fight Hopkins back then. He didn't fight Alvarez. Alvarez was his mandatory for a while. He didn't fight Alvarez. There's a lot of fighters, and especially now, there's more fighters, and there's a lot of fighters, top fighters, that he did not fight. And he didn't really pursue a unification match. He got comfortable with fighting solid fighters, and all those guys are solid. Thomas Williams Jr., Carpisi, those guys are solid fighters. Okay, from far at one point was solid. All right, but he kept fighting the same level. He didn't step it up. And then there was certain fights in there like Sakio Bika. There was certain fighters in there that he just fought for the hell of it. And Bottle Jack was a good fight because Bottle Jack had a title at 168 and moved up and, fought Adonis Stevenson. And, it was a solid matchup. It's a matchup that Bottle Jack should have won. But Bottle Jack has had the reputation of getting very close fights against fighters that he should win against. He's always getting all these draws, getting these debatable wins. He never really dominated anyone like that. But Stevenson, the thing with him, I like Stevenson. He's exciting to watch. His knockouts are crazy. He has some of the most devastating knockouts out there. He's definitely up there with Deontay Wilder as far as devastating knockouts. One punch, straight left hand knockouts. His highlight reel is crazy. But he wasn't really stepping it up in the competition. I like him, but he's not going to give us any more than one fight a year against his mandatory or, whoever's available at the time. That's all he's going to give us. And because of that, I want the belt to change hands. I hope Gvozdyk actually wins this fight because just based on his resume and the people he's fought, in the short amount of time that he's been fighting professionally, I think he's gonna fight some of these other guys. I think he's gonna fight a Bivol or an Alvarez or a Kovalev. I think he's gonna fight some of these other guys that Stevenson has not fought. You know? But getting into the fight, it's hard to call because I think both fighters can win by decision or by knockout. You know? Gvozdyk is, when I think of the way, because I've been watching him fight for a while, and the way that he fights is he's a Ukrainian fighter, similarities with Lomachenko and Usyk and those guys. The thing is, the first difference is he's an orthodox fighter. But the thing is, he doesn't quite have the reflexes those guys they have. Defensively, his head is dead center a lot. He leaves himself open a lot. He's got caught dropped by Carpensy before. His last fight against Mehdi, he didn't look impressive. I went to that fight. I was actually excited to see him there because I was with a group of friends, and I was actually telling them, like, yo, you should look out for this guy. And after that fight, they was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, who's this guy? He sucks. Didn't look impressive in that fight. But he looked a lot more impressive against the better opposition he fought. So I don't know what the excuse for that was. I don't know if he had the flu. I don't know if he's just fighting on a level of his opponent. I don't know what that was about. You know, I did see some things in there that I would be a little worried about when fighting Adonis Stevenson. I mean, he did get... The thing is, that guy Mehdi that he fought, Mehdi Amar, he kept timing the jab perfectly. And the thing is, with Gvozdyk is a rhythm fighter. He's not like, he doesn't look as impressive when he's just throwing pot shots, you know, throw little light combos here and there. He's a guy that needs to really overwhelm you with volume. Okay, sneaking, throwing a lot of light shots, sneaking the power shots in there. Throwing combination, get you against the ropes and get you out of there. He's one of those type of fighters. Okay, but when he's way on the outside and he's looking for a way to get in, to throw those combinations, and he can't actually get in, he's not that impressive. And that's what I saw in this fight from earlier this year. Okay, now all of the other fights, at some point he got in. When he fought Carpensy, when he fought Chilemba, all these guys, he got in, and his rhythm, his normal rhythm, he was rolling, he was going, he was looking good, and he eventually stops all of these guys. But this fight's early this year, I'm not really sure. And when I think about this fight, he's going to have to fight a careful fight. I don't think he's going to be as careful as Badou Jack was. I think Badou Jack was a little too careful. All right, he's way too careful. He took too long. He gave up too many rounds, and he didn't close the distance between him and Stevenson. Stevenson wants to stay rangy. You know, he wants to throw that jab and shoot that left hand. He wants to set up, and he's made over the years. He developed a right hand. He has a solid hook now. He has a solid jab. He's good at setting up that left hand, much better than what he used to be. Okay, so even though that left hand is still the punch to do it, because he doesn't have the power in his right hand like he does in his left hand. So it really depends, and this is why I say Stevenson does have a chance to win on points, because if Gvozdyk doesn't get in, and he's not, overwhelming older Stevenson, if he doesn't get in and Stevenson wins and secure enough rounds early, because Stevenson's going to be best early. If he doesn't secure enough rounds early on in the fight, Stevenson can win a decision if he survives, or possibly drop Gvozdyk at some point. Now, I really doubt Stevenson drops him and not knock him out, because Stevenson is a finisher. He's a closer. If he hurts you, it's usually over. Not too many guys recover from a powerful Stevenson shot. So I think if he hurts Gvozdyk, unlike Carpensy, I think Stevenson can actually stop him. All right? So Stevenson has a chance of both winning early. I think if Stevenson knocks Gvozdyk out, it will be within the first 3-4 rounds. But once we go past round 4, I think Gvozdyk is going to start putting the pressure on him. All right? And even though he'll be putting himself in danger, I think he can overwhelm Stevenson. That's the risk he's going to have to take. It's going to be dangerous, but he has to do better than what Gvozdyk did. But if the fight goes late and we go past 6 rounds where Gvozdyk started turning up the heat, I think Gvozdyk will be better at that point. I think it'll be harder for Stevenson to survive at that point because he's going to take over. And I think he's just a better finisher than Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk, even though he picked up the pace in the second half of the fight, he still was just a little too careful for the judges to give him the win. You know, and Stevenson, at some point, he has a lot of heart. He caught a second win, and he picked it up in the later rounds. At some point, he secured 1 or 2 of those rounds late in order to get that draw. I think with Gvozdyk, once we pass 6 rounds, I think he is going to win every round up until the fight is stopped or until he wins a decision. You know, and I doubt if it goes past 6 rounds, I think I'm pretty damn near sure that Gvozdyk is going to win this fight if it goes past 6. It's just that, like I said, he leaves himself open at times where he can get hit. Unlike a Lomachenko, who he fights similar to, Lomachenko, he has a natural reflex ability where we don't normally see guys like him. He could be this close to you and still know what you're going to throw. And he can, you know, he can make you miss over and over again. And it's frustrating. Guys like Gvozdyk doesn't have that. They don't have that talent. You know, his defense is a little suspect. You know, he's not that great at slipping punches like a Lomachenko. They have the same style, similar styles, but he doesn't have that defensive awareness like Lomachenko do. You know, Lomachenko could put himself and keep himself in danger. He could be in a pocket in the danger zone and stay there and still be a threat. Whereas Gvozdyk, he kind of leaves himself open. So I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think if I had to pick a winner, I would probably say Gvozdyk by maybe 9th round stoppage. I think that's where I'm going to go with from around there, 8th, 9th, 10th round stoppage. I think Stevenson, I think he will overwhelm Stevenson in the later half of this fight. But I would not be surprised if Stevenson caught like a 2, 3, 4th round knockout. Because that's what he does. You know? But I'm more betting with Gvozdyk only because Stevenson is slightly falling off a little bit. He's losing step. He's not as fast. I don't think his left hand is as sharp as it was. You know, I saw that in the Gvozdyk fight. He was a little off. It's a little off. You know, even his physical presence is not the same. He used to be kind of ripped, very muscular guy. He's getting older. You know, he's going to catch one sooner or later. You know? So, anyway, that's my pick. You know, I think, you know, if you're a betting man, I would probably stay away from this one. I just wouldn't. You can't count Stevenson out. And Gvozdyk, if you're not really up on him, listen, he's legit. All right, it's just about, you know, anybody could get caught by Adonis Stevenson. It doesn't matter how good you are. But you got to look, you know, pull up his box rack. He's been fighting guys on that level for a while now as a professional. And he has a great amateur background. He's a legit good fighter. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.